What's up, guys? I'm Jay Fleazy, and we are back for another episode of Rustbelt Championship Wrestling and a recap of what happened in the last, probably before the fall, big moments. Mostly the heat. We're starting to see a little heat between Tamara and Jay Fleazy in the back as she books him and Ernest Youngman in a match with El Hijo del Neutron and Jay Silver, two of his opponents he screwed over in the tournament. We discovered Pinky Perez last episode to be really good, so that's something to look out for. And in Lost in the City, we had two great shows in a row, by the way. Lost in the City, the big thing that's happened here is one, Telia becomes the first ever RCW Women's Championship, winning the tournament, beating Katya Kornishkova in the final. Said it right, nailed it first time. Let's go. And two, there seems to be a revolt happening in the back, and it seems to be led by Nate DeMarcus and Tyrone Gray. We don't know how many people are involved, but there seems to be a revolt against the Iron Syndicate now happening at RCW. What's gonna happen? Who's gonna win? Who knows? I guess we're gonna find out a little more out today. So, let's get to the first show. Alright, here we are. RCW Inevitability. Opening up with Jay Fleazy and Ernest Youngman in the ring, offering DeMarcus and Gray one last chance to apologize. Marcus and Gray come out, tell Jay Fleazy to take their apology and shove it up his. And before they can finish the sentence, Annihilus is behind them, and, well, Annihilus does what Annihilus does, before they can even react. And finishing the scene, you see the Ironbound Syndicate standing over the battered bodies of Nate DeMarcus and Gray. And music hits, and they're off, leaving them writhing in pain on the ground. Wow. Our opening match, El Hijo del Neutron getting his hands on Fearless Blue for a beating and a fantastic performance, too. Wow. El Hijo del Neutron getting a good match out of Fearless Blue is kind of great. Fearless Blue can only do very poorly performed flippity floppities, so. Good job, Neutron. We now see Jay Fleazy and Annihilus in the back with Texas Hangman. Can't really hear what they're saying, but you can tell they're talking. There's words being exchanged. 33 segment rating, pretty good, especially since we had a negative there. We have another great match, Jules Knight taking on Joji. Joji, the king of the ring. Man's amazing. A 42 performance, that's surprisingly low for Joji to me, to be outperformed by Jules. A very good match, though. No crowd rating at all. We have Talia doing a interview backstage. Very confident interview. Basically guaranteeing she is going to beat Velvet Suarez tonight. Very confident look and tone in her voice. Texas Hangman taking on Primetime Jack Pride, and it's a shocker. I mean, even with Jack Pride rusty and off his game, a 31 from Texas Hangman, the way he has started this series is surprising. But he did still pull 31 out of a kid that did an 18, so can't be mad at him. 8 crowd rating, our crowd sucks. Or we don't entertain our crowd. Crowd. One of the two. On to the next. We have now DeMarcus and Gray in the back. Scheming, strategizing how they're gonna deal with tonight's events. Wow. We now have the tag team championship match between the Iron Syndicate and McManus and Fantastic Kid. And we have Annihilus just absolutely decimating the competition again. Kid Fantastic and Gianna DeMarco are awkward pairing. That's fantastic. But the match finishes on Kid Fantastic taking a horrible looking bump and then being choked out by Annihilus. Very good performance for Zippy and Annihilus there. Kid Fantastic and Riley carrying the match. Beautiful performance. We then have our eye candy match of the night, where Air Raid Siren makes her debut and strips Joanna Silver after a top rope leg drop. What a match. Legitimately. Joanna's eye candy queen. We then have Joanna Silver embarrassingly making her way back to the back. Shocking, that's a 27. Really? Talia and Velvet Suarez in the RCW Women's Championship match. Talia defends her title in a 9.5-minute match, finishing Suarez off with a spinal trauma. What a performance again from Talia. I can't put into words how amazing this woman is. Wow, on to the next. Ooh, we then have an interview backstage of a now fully clothed Joanna Silver, saying she wants Air Raid Siren at the next event. Well done from Joanna, by the way. And in your main event of the night, you have Ernest Youngman taking on Nate DeMarcus in an almost 20-minute match, where Ernest Youngman finally gets the upper hand on Nate DeMarcus when Annihilus runs in while the ref is distracted and bam, takes him out with one good hit, allowing Ernest Youngman to hit the hit, which is an odd finisher name, honestly. Off his game, Nate DeMarcus still did a 44, match rating still a 50. Imagine what that could have been. That's a shame. Oh, and we end the night. Ernest Youngman and Nyla standing over Nate DeMarcus. Again, sullen on the mat in pain. He is taking absolute beating tonight. And that is RCW Inevitability. And you know what? For Nate DeMarcus, this ending was inevitable. Catch you at the next event. Alright, here we are. RCW Street Fight. We open the show with the Ironbound Syndicate in the ring. Jay Fleazy basically saying, remember, you guys brought this on yourselves. 34 rating, pretty good there, especially with all the people in the ring for this. Our opening match of the night, Joanna Silver versus Air Raid Siren. Joanna Silver able to defeat Air Raid Siren after the Timber Shiverer. Air Raid Siren put on a great performance. 31 segment rating. Good job, girls. Good opener. Then, have Annihilus, Ernest Youngman, and Zippy Deverell attack Tyrone Gray in the back and just absolutely decimate him. Second match of the night. A little disappointing. You have Jerry Pepper taking a loss to Wild Red Stallion with the Lakota Cutter. Wild Red Stallion was rusty. A decent match, apparently. The crowd couldn't be bothered. But what it is. 29 segment rating, moving on. We then have Ernest Youngman in the back, speaking to Jay Fleazy, like, just call the hit, boss. I'll take care of it. Let me take care of him. 37 segment rating, really well done. We then have Talia Kinsel, again, successfully defending her title against Allie Perks in a pretty dominant fashion. 10 minutes, finished with a spinal trauma, in, out. Or not, as Katya confronts her in the ring after a match. Before anything gets physical, they are separated. 41 segment rating is crazy for this. We then have Jay Fleazy coming out to announce the street fight tonight, and it starts right now. As soon as he says that, the camera cuts backstage to Ernest Youngman attacking Nate DeMarcus in the parking lot. And we have Nate DeMarcus we have Ernest Youngman defeating Nate DeMarcus by pinfall. 9 minutes, 40 seconds with the hit in the middle of the street. I say not in the middle of the street, in the sidewalk. After a distraction from Zippy Deverell, little weasel bastard. 55 rating from Youngman, 47 rating for DeMarcus. A fantastic match. Wild brawl. Wild brawl match. Legitimately a street fight. Crazy stuff. Good job, boys. And we have our token eye candy match of the night, with Pinky Perez defeating Joy Rider in 7 minutes 44 seconds with a pink butterfly powerbomb. Great performance from the girls, though. Brings the crowd down, lets everybody breathe. We then have Texas Hangman taking on Hammer Hadley. He ain't breathing through this one. This is a physical match right here. And you have Texas Hangman defeating Hammer Hadley in 10 minutes with a choke slam. 42 segment rating. Beautiful stuff. Texas Hangman is a star. You have Jay Flazy, who was ringside for this match, just stand up, nod towards Texas Hangman, and walk to the back, allowing Hangman to have his moment. 32 segment rating. We then have our main event of the night, Jay Flazy defending his title against Kid Fantastic after he hit him with a torpedo spear off a distraction from Deanna Desire. Jay Flazy off his game, the hell he is. Decent little match for Flazy. Another title defense, I say another. Well, that's defense number 1. Of the greatest champion of all time, Jay Flazy. Let's go. And we finish with the Ironbound Syndicate standing tall in the ring over a very worked over Kid Fantastic. When Jay Silver, Riley McManus, and Nate DeMarcus, El Hijo del Neutron, bunch of guys from the back hit the ring, and there's a huge brawl with the Ironbound Syndicate and a few members of the roster that seem to be stepping up to fight back. 29 rating. Huge brawl. Fantastic finish to the show. We end it hot. Overall rating of 40. Very good show. Really happy with it. Alright, back in the office, and as you can see at the top, finances are rough, but the shows are doing great. I appreciate you all for watching. If you liked what you watched today, please hit the like button. Please leave whatever booking advice or ideas you have in the comment section. Tag teams, I still need some tag teams, to be honest with you. Where do you think the storylines are gonna go? You think's gonna be in the Syndicate next? Who you think is revolting against this Syndicate? Who knows? Leave it in the chat. I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure to hit the subscribe button as well so you don't miss the next episode. I appreciate y'all. Have a good rest of your days.